Hello everyone, Logan from Curated Avalon, and today I have two new Noodlers inks to try. These are both Dromgoole's exclusives, and I've actually had them for a few weeks and have been waiting to try them, and I'm just really excited. This is the U.S.S. Texas, so this is like a medium to dark teal, and this is their Texas Black Bat ink. They claim that it's waterproof and feather resistant and incredibly dark black, so I'm very excited to try this. I have inked up the Regatta pen with the U.S.S. Texas, and I will ink up my Vanishing Point with the Texas Black Bat. So I'm really excited to try these. I'll swab and do writing samples. I'll start with a swab, and I'll start with the U.S.S. Texas. Now, the U.S.S. Texas was a naval battleship. It is currently a museum ship, and I think that is absolutely fantastic. I love the historical inks, I really do, especially when you can name it after something that is still around. You could still go and see this. This is a dark, medium to dark teal is what they have described it as. And like I said, I haven't actually got to try it yet. I did put it in the Regatta pen, but I haven't used it yet. So this is really going to be fun. All right. Actually, yeah, that's a really pretty steely teal. Let that dry. And let's see, this is a Dromgoole's Noodlers exclusive. U.S.S. Texas. This is a fine nib Monteverde. And a little quick story about this pen. I've had it for a while, and it was a gift from a friend, and I never could get it to write correctly. I tried everything I could think of. The two Monteverde pens that I've had this issue with, the same writing issue where it seems like a feed and nib issue, but I really don't know what it is. So I did everything I could to this pen to get it to write. I gave it an absolute fit and no dice. So earlier today I was determined. I was like, okay, I'm going to get this pen to write. So I held the nib against the counter, which was like a quartz countertop, and dragged the nib across, and in so doing completely bent this nib backward. And I kind of panicked. I was like, okay, I knew I was probably going to do something dumb, but that was pretty stupid. So I did my best to mend it back, and lo and behold, it works now. So I would not recommend doing that. However, it did work for me. My first Monteverde pen was an Invincia Deluxe, like the black chrome, and I adored that pen. It was like the only higher end pen I had at the time, and I took it absolutely everywhere with me, and I loved it. And I lost it, and I haven't found it, and I don't know what happened to it, but I missed that pen. I did have to send that one back to Goulet to get him to fix it for me, and he did. Like when I got it, it just did not work at all. I couldn't get anything out of it, and I was scared to do anything to it because I was like, I just spent, $100+ on this fountain pen, and I really need it to work, and I don't want to mess it up. So yeah, they were really gracious, and I sent it back to them, and they fixed it for me, and that was fantastic. They said there was actually nothing wrong with it, but whatever it was, I couldn't get it to work. So anyway, had the same issue with this one. Did all kinds of stuff to it, couldn't get it to work. But yeah, bending back the nib and then bending it back in place apparently worked. I don't recommend that though. Moving on to the Texas Black Bat. and I absolutely love this label. I think it is a scream. It's a little bit of a Halloween theme, but I just think this is so funny. Oh, this "We Eat Texas-Sized Mosquitoes," and they've got the Dromgoole's information on the side. Texas has the most bats, and bats don't feather. Very cute. This is supposed to be waterproof and feathering resistant. I'm going to fill the vanishing point with this. Actually, yeah. Okay, stopper's down. And I will go ahead and fill it all the way because I know I'll end up using the ink. All right, actually, quick troubleshooting. If you can see this, I've pulled the stopper down and there's not much ink there. I know there's more ink in there. That's one of the major troubleshooting issues when fulfilling a vanishing point and people don't quite understand it. It took me a while to figure out, oh, there is more ink in there. I know there's more ink because I did 2 turns. There's more ink in there. So just play with it until it drops down. It came up to the top, but it doesn't want to come down. Okay. Usually just have to like play with it just a touch. All right, so you can see, if you can see, came out of the little breather hole. But it doesn't want to come down. All right, well, in extreme cases, do it again. I've never had that happen before. 1, 2. And pull down. And no, it's just not. Okay, hold on a second. Okay, I'm back. I guess it was just the angle that I was holding it at under the camera. I couldn't get it to work. So anyway, filled it up. Just clean it off a little. And assemble the pen back. And when putting your vanishing point nib unit back in, it does have a little slot. So if you're trying to get it in and it won't go in, just look for the little slot. So yeah, another troubleshooting tip with the vanishing point, you actually do have to hold it completely inverted. All right, so these 2 Noodler's inks, I will go ahead and swab the Texas Black Bat or the Black Bat Texas, whichever you prefer. Go ahead and shake it again. It's probably fine. I've gotten so used to shaking the shimmer inks so much that I think I overshake my inks now. Looks like a pretty good black. All right, so we have the Texas Black Bat in here, and of course the U.S.S. Texas. So this is also a Dromgoole's exclusive, which is so cool. I didn't even know they had these inks until I was having to look for a way to purchase Noodler's inks when Goulet no longer carried them. I believe they have them back now, but they didn't for a while, and I had to find a place to get them. All right, so I like the way this writes. It's very smooth. Of course, this is a vanishing point nib, so it's going to be smooth pretty much anyway, but having used dark matter so much, I can say this feels a little smoother, which I'm surprised. I can't decide if it feels wetter or not. It feels like more liquid, but I don't really think it feels wetter, if that makes any sense. That's very comfortable. As far as the color goes, I mean, that's pretty black. I was thinking it was going to be less black from the swab, but it's going down really black. Pretty cool. I like both of these. I think especially dried, this one is quite pretty. If I've got a cousin who adores Teal inks, if she sees this, she's going to steal it from me. Very, very cool. Will it become my new favorite? I don't know. I'll have to use it and find out. I don't know. I really like how that's very black. I like how that's going down. Could it replace dark matter? Time will tell. And going back, I have a bunch of the Noodler's blacks swabbed. I know the Borealis black is kind of considered the blackest one that they have, and I mean, so far the ones I've tried, I think it is the blackest one. I'm just going to swab a little bit of the Texas Black Bat next to it and let it dry, because I'm kind of wanting to see. I don't think it's going to swab nearly as black as that. Seems to have a little, maybe a little bit of a brown, kind of grayish tinge. I mean, doesn't look anywhere near as black, however, I write it down. Okay, and for a frame of reference, even further frame of reference, all of this writing is done with dark matter, so should be able to tell which one looks darker. I think this actually looks darker than the dark matter. I will let it dry and find out. All right, so I've left it drying for a few minutes, and I'm not gonna lie, I think the Texas Black Bat comes off as being darker than the dark matter. I think it's really going to depend on what color the paper is. This is a fairly white paper. This is Tomoe River paper. And yeah, that's interesting. I think it just lifts off the page more than the dark matter. Very cool. However, as far as the Borealis Black goes, I mean, it doesn't even begin to compare. So I might have to put Borealis Black in my vanishing points and give a complete test. But very cool. I like both of these inks. This is a beautiful teal. I really wasn't expecting such a rich looking color. And thank goodness the Regatta pen apparently decided to write before I like completely killed it. But I do like this black, so I'm looking forward to writing with it more and seeing what I think overall. But this was fun. I like these inks. Dromgoole's has several more exclusives through Noodlers that were very intriguing, but I definitely wanted to try the black and then the U.S.S. Texas. I mean, just how cool is that? So neat. Thank you so much for watching, and I'd love to know if you've tried these inks or if you'd be interested in trying them. Did everyone want a close-up appreciation shot of the Regatta? Because it is aesthetically one of my favorite looking pens. I'm glad I can write with it now. Very cool.